So how do you feel? Do you feel peaceful? So let's start with first something. So yeah, when life is challenging, just increase the moments of relaxation. So let's take a couple of breathers through our nose deeply and receive life. And when we exhale, we do an expression of gratitude. So first, free your mind of negative thoughts. So we free the mind from negative thoughts. And when life is challenging you, it's important to keep freeing yourself from negative thoughts and do extra efforts to focus on positivity. Because sometimes, even if you have a good heart, your mind and your thoughts go bad. Especially in these times that the biggest screens on the wall to set your emotion. But emotions should never be an aim. You should not to feel sad. You should not aim to feel angry. You should not aim to be afraid. And you should not aim to be happy. And that last one is probably something that needs some more explanation, because why shouldn't you aim to be happy? Sadness, anger, and happiness of the mind are emotions. So when you start to aim for an emotion, it might not going to work for you. So for example, when you have a kind heart and you are loving, but maybe you disagree with something, but you remove your negative thoughts and you focus on something positive, and you aim to be angry because you think you need to teach somebody a lesson, it's not true anger, if you understand what I mean. These are the fakery, the illusions, which are actually the opposite of true happiness. So you are not truly angry. You are not truly afraid. You are not truly sad. And you are not truly happy. When these are just simply on the surface emotions expressed by your mind. And here comes the saying, take it to your heart. It's your heartfelt feeling. So to find your mentally balance, if you want to make it easy on yourself, you are going to think from within your heart. And you can ask yourself the question, what would love do? So because you are an energetical being, and some who want to be more scientific, they are saying you are electrical, mechanical. Well, that is what energy in motion is. So you do not want to become magnetical to anger. You don't want to be magnetical to sadness. And you don't want to be magnetical to anxiety. So you free yourself from anger, you free yourself from anxiety, and you free yourself from sadness. And you do that with your mind. So the emotion is coming, but that emotion is outside of you. And why is that emotion outside of you? Because it starts with a thought process of your mind to experience words spoken as such. That is the power of the word. So, example, so for example, the word spoken full of hate, and that upsets you because you have standards and you have borders that you would not like to be trespassed. Other words spoken to you might have given you the feeling of sadness. And I do not mean the type of sadness that you feel when you lost a loved one. As with the things that can make you feel angry, there are multiple things that can make you feel sad. And there are multiple things that you can be afraid of. But these energy in motion, these emotions, only root inside yourself if you are not able to see the emotion as outside of you. So the emotion of anger is coming because somebody called you a bad name. It's just an emotion that is coming. That does not mean that you need to allow that emotion to go through all of your energetical body. So you can say this emotion is there, but you keep it outside of you. And you can say, yes, this situation makes sense, that situation makes anger, and that situation makes me feel afraid. So when you are able to observe the emotion, you can start to take care of it while you are shifting to make up your own mind, to choose the words that you want to feel in your mind, that you allow to come inside your body, in your energetical, magnetical, spiritual body. And therefore, clarity is ending all emotion. So when people try to make you angry, this is a really good insight to use so you can keep your calm. So this energy is traveling between human beings in the way that we are connecting with each other. So the tsugi, the object with feathers, you have a big one for those that follow the path, and you have a small one which is to introduce human beings to interact with each other with empathy. It is educating people to use the soft hand instead of the hard hand. So the hard hand makes you feel sad, makes you feel angry, and makes you feel afraid. And that are the vibes that you want to put inside a child. When you educate a child with violence, you teach the child to hit. You inflict inside the child minds hate, anger, sadness, and anxiety. So what happens with the child? The child is carrying that vibration, and none of them is happy. That's why you get these crying children when you teach them with the hard hand. Teach them with a soft hand, the behavior will change. So, first of all, a child was not listening. You treat the child with the hard hand. Then the child is not listening and cruel because it's sad, anger, and afraid. So it's going to respond with that vibration, that energy, emotion inside the child is going to be expressed in the outer world. And then people ask themselves, why is that child not expressing themselves happily? So if women do not see this change as a necessity to change how the future looks like, if women do not take the responsibility to educate children with the soft hand, then we teach children to proceed on the path of an endless war. So, what do we see in society today if we are criticizing the youth? Don't criticize the youth if you fail to educate properly. And the one thing what criticism and assumptions are not doing is questioning the truth, nor coming to a closer understanding. And the thoughts that have been fed are negative. So the outcome will be negative. But we are blind, dumb, and deaf to that fact. We are not aware what we inflict into a child. And when the child is growing up, the signs in puberty are very clear. How much anxiety, how much sadness, and how much hate you put inside your child that you are raising. But the lack of awareness how we should raise children and what the outcome will be, well, it has been proven that since World War II, we proceeded to educate children into what? World War III. And if we proceed to teach children that same way, after World War III, it will be World War IV. And it will be endlessly like that until the message is dropping to your heart. How foolish are we humans really to not understand that by sharing happiness, that energy emotion, you can let go through your whole body. But there is fake anger, there is fake sadness, there is fake anxiety, and there is fake happiness. So if you pollute your mind with fake anger because there is no opponent, but you got educated that that one is the enemy, and you should be afraid of it as well. And all of that is truly sad. But it's a creation of these energies, these emotions to keep you caged in an illusion of all that fakery. While if you do what we do here and you free your mind from negative thoughts, then you free yourself from fear. You free yourself from a feeling of sadness and you free yourself from anger. To restore the balance and the mental resistance to plant your feet on this planet with peace at its very center. That is how you become unmovable in your stance for peace. So, if you are not aware that you can have peace of mind, that you can have peace at heart, and you can have peace at the center of your balance, your inner peace. So, every emotion that is thrown at you by mind and thought is fake. Because if you free yourself from fear, there is no reason to be afraid, right? If you free yourself from hate, there is no reason to be angry. If you free yourself from sadness, there is that feeling that lifts you up. And that's where human beings experiencing when the emotion of sadness is leaving your body through what? Through tears. So after a good cry, sometimes people say, well, that was uplifting. Now I got rid of it. Yes, you allowed the sadness go through all your energetical, magnetical being. You absorbed all the sadness until it made you cry. And you cry it out. Yes, it's a cry out. So the emotion is going outside of you by tears. It's cleansing your main soul. So, if we truly become aware of our emotions and that we can observe our emotions, and we truly want to be happy, then we need to follow the true path of happiness, which they know in Japanese as the path of Ken wa Fu. Ken, the path without conflict, and Ken means the sword. Wa, without illness, and Fu, without poverty. So when somebody is walking the path without conflict, without illness, and without poverty, that human being is walking on the path of true happiness. So when does your awareness grow? Or where did your awareness stop to grow? Or where did your awareness have shrunk? Because it's true that the awareness of the masses has been shrunk. It got smaller and smaller and smaller. And how come that your awareness is not expanding but becoming smaller? Is because your focus and your thoughts are belonging to small mindedness. It belongs to stupidity. It belongs to the dumbing down of your own convictions of life. And you convince yourself that awareness is no longer needed. You just put yourself in that slave mode, like this sound is what I'm going to wake up to every day. And as a slave, I'm going to do my 8 hours work, 10 hours away from home with driving. I come home, I need to take a shower, but I'm not going to do that with awareness. No, I quickly need to take a shower to get the dirt off me, and then I need to go cooking because I am hungry as well. Well, 5 o'clock, yep, 5 5:45 you arrive at home. 6:30 you have taken your shower. You start to cook and it's 15 past 7. You start to eat. It's 7:30. You are hungry, so if you are hungry, one plate of food you eat within 15 minutes. But you are in a hurry because you were always in a hurry. So it goes like 5 minutes done, and then you need to do the dishes. And it's 8 o'clock. What's left is that you need to go to your gym, your temple, and at 10 o'clock you are completely exhausted and you go to sleep to wake up to that same sound again. And this is a cocktail to never ever grow in awareness. If you do not do your things ritually, you will not be able to grow in awareness when you have that type of rhythm. Think about it. So, in between the lines of removing negative thoughts and to choose a certain path for your day, starts with maturity. So, when you are immature, you are not taking life and the emotions inside your own hands. So, everything builds up and falls with you taking responsibility. So a Japanese guy explained, you need to do this in the morning. Yeah, but I wake up at this time and then I need to go to work. I make my sandwich and then my work starts. I have no time. And the Japanese guy laughing. And he said to me, then you need to wake up 1 hour earlier to do your spiritual practice. Oh, but then I'm going to be really tired. And you see the emotion of a crying, immature baby is coming. When you do the spiritual practice, actually, you have energy enough. So, taking your time and you make it a ritual when you wake up in the morning and you express your gratitude for the good night rest that you have. And before you go to sleep, you can pray, Dear Lord, Creator, Source, Sue, please allow me to sleep in peace and wake up in joy. When you wake up, you can pray, thank you to for this whole new day of life and the good night rest that I had. Please allow me to give divine light in my surroundings with love and healing, positive vibes during the day. Then you have what is coming out of you. When you start to make your breakfast and making your sandwiches in the morning, you are going to pray and give divine light to your practice. So you put divine light inside your own food, the divine power, the spiritual power. For the moment that when you are going to eat your sandwich, you are going to pray, so please allow me to feed my mind with the spiritual power, the divine spiritual power inside the food, to feed my spiritual mind. Because the sandwich physically is filling your stomach and feeding your physical body. But now you have that ritual in which you are also feeding your spiritual body. So in the morning, you do your spiritual practice before you go to work. You make everything a ritual because that is what is keeping you aware of things. Yes. So if you need to do the dishes, you're going to make that a ritual. So you do it with awareness. So when you're thinking about cleaning the plate and you do that with awareness, you can think about cleaning your thoughts, cleaning your spiritual body. And in ancient times, John the Baptist was cleansing people's spiritual body with water. And he was saying, after me, somebody is coming to cleanse you with fire. And that fire is divine light. And that Messiah came. Yoshikazu Okada, the Messiah of the 21st century. So, to do things when you are fully aware, you can make them a ritual. And when you proceed through your day, what my experience is that by the time that you end your day, you did not lose energy. Actually, with absorbing all the divine light, with spreading all the divine light. you gain energy. You're not only feeding your physical body, but you are also feeding your spiritual body. You gain more energy. But sometimes your energy field is interfered and you get drained of your energy. But when do people allow themselves to change their path, to change their ways of doing? It's nearly impossible when you comply with meh, 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 come back home tired, you complain the rest of the evening, say fuck you to the world, you go to sleep, you wake up, meh, meh, and yeah, how come that is boring? No challenge of life. And with the same unawareness, you are moving yourself into relationships. Needless to say that I think that it's only relationship. Because it doesn't matter if you're male or female. But if you are like that and you go like that into a relationship, what do you expect when you're sad, angry, and afraid all the time? Exhausted, frustrated, drained, heavy, life sucks. Well, these were the negative thoughts, I believe, that we were removing in the beginning of this broadcast. So there is a difference of saying and doing. The spiritual practice, I can write you a prayer, but if you do not pray the prayer, that prayer will not become effective. That prayer will not manifest in your life, and you're simply not doing that in the morning. So I'm going to listen to the prayers that you will do in the morning. First, very common prayers people do in the morning. You wake up and you are searching for your keys of the locker of your work. Meep, meep, meep. Oh, I want to sleep. I want to sleep. God damn it, where are my keys? First prayer. If my day starts like this, somebody forgot to go to sleep in peace and to wake up in joy. Remember? Why can I not find anything? Because you simply are not doing things with awareness. How come you find even my things? Because that's what's happening. They're going to past the aware one where their stuff is. And the aware one is doing this. Isn't my dear friend, let's make him find this or that. And then you go sense, you feel, and I say it's over there on that thing. How do you know? Well, you do your spiritual practice and you follow the guidance of the spirit where certain things are. And the reason why you do not need to search for your keys is because you made it a ritual that my locker keys for work are always on the third hanger of, for example, the cabinet where you put your keys. And then you say yourself in a little mantra, I put the keys on the fridge. I put the keys on the fridge. I put the keys on the fridge. Singing it is planting it very well in your brain. Yes, so, but if you do not want to sing, you can say it. I am more like the singing type. So in the morning, you wake up and you start to sing. Where are my keys? Where are my keys? Oh yeah, they are on the fridge. They are on the fridge. And this is something that silently can happen in your mind. That when you wake up like that and you are the happy motherfucker, like me, and then that is ringing and singing through your mind, and you know where your keys are. You do not need to scream and get angry that you cannot find anything because easily you know where your keys are because you practice awareness to become aware about what the fuck are you doing. There's a lot of people are like after this sound, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just doing this and I'm just doing that. And I'm just going to work and I'm just coming back. Had a car accident, of course, because I was not fucking aware that I was driving a car. Yes? So we need to lower the swear words. Yes? Because already somebody is criticizing me. Oh my God. What is he saying? An F word and the F word. Let's make that a big deal. So to receive that criticism is really easy. To change it, you need to become aware. To change it in somebody else, you do not need only to become aware, but you also have a challenge in making somebody else aware. And because people do not train their awareness and doing things in a ritualistic way, that is why they are unaware of so many things. Yes, because their minds are blocked of a process that makes them aware of things. So if you do not let yourself wake up into awareness, so you wake up and you do not and you are not aware that you woke up, then you are basically sleepwalking, and that is what people actually are doing. They are sleepwalking as a robot, as a slave to the works. Oh, and now I need to put this there, this there, this there, doing the most mind killing business, putting stuff in boxes. Meh. Yeah, coffee. Meh. Back to work. Meh. Okay, now we can eat our dinner. Meh. Back to work. Oh, now it's waiting for the last coffee. Back to work. Oh yeah, and now one more and I can go home. But when I go home, oh my God, in my mind, in my head, I'm complaining about that lazy colleague and about that stupid colleague that broke the whole damaging stuff. Yes? And I get in the car, but I am not at ease at all. No, I'm in a hurry. I'm at rage. I feel anxiety. I'm not processing those emotions with awareness that I'm aware of my anxiety. No, I'm not aware of my anxiety, but I am. I'm not aware about my anger, complaining about my colleagues. um, I'm not aware about my sadness, which is an underlying emotion in this case, because, well, the whole situation is not making you happy. So you get in your car, not being aware that you get in your car. How could this happen to me? Because you can get in your car being aware that you are going to drive a car and say that to yourself. Okay, now I need to pay attention to the road because I'm opening the door of my car now. I'm going in. Where are my car keys? You see, if you do that with awareness, and now I have my focus shifted on the things that I am doing in reality. So I get in the car. Okay, where are my car keys? Here are my car keys. I start the motor. Oh, do not forget the belt. I strap on my belt. I start the motor. I look in my rear view mirrors like Eddie Vedder. Rear view mirror. And then the music of Eddie Vedder is distracting you. So be aware that listening to music in the car is a distraction. Do not become a slave of distraction. You do not need to distract your mind all the time. Yes, the reason why you feel that you need to distract your mind all the time because you are doing everything in slave behavior, not in aware behavior. So you need to distract yourself, you think, but actually sometimes you just need to relax your mind. Not to get distracted at all, but to focus on your mind that needs healing from all these energies, emotion. So you are aware that after work, oof, you are tired, but you still need to drive a car. And this is where a lot of car accidents can be prevented. To push yourself, oh, my mind is tired. Okay, but I'm going to drive the car. Then I need to pay attention to the road. So then I'm going to say to myself, well, which road am I going to choose? Shortly overview your point A till B destination that you are going to drive with your car. You know because you drive that mostly every day, yes, from your work to your house. So you can, oh, here is a crossroad. There I need to turn left. Then the roundabout to the right, straight on for a few miles, but there is a little dangerous crossing with the train. Need to pay attention to that so I don't crash into the train. And then, further on, I need to take the third left, and then on the right side, about 500 meters, is my house, and then I'm going to park Then another chapter starts. Where are the keys of my house? And then you open your door. So the key is, so we are talking about a lot of keys. Eh? So what's the key? The key is to do things fully aware. Just to become aware about what the F you are doing. Yes? And if this is not a normalcy, you have a lot to grow in. And then you think, like at the end of the day, oh my God, I did so much that I can do so much in one day. Because of a lot of things you are not aware that you are actually doing. Like a lot of the working process you are doing as a robot, a human being being used as a robot inside a working place, and uh, on the conveyor belt, stuff is coming in. The robot to fill the box. Full box, put it on the pallet as a robot. Yes. And at the end of the day, you are tired, but you are not aware about how much work you actually did. So the key is to do things with fully awareness so you can also make extra decisions. So what am I am hungry, I need to eat. When I do not do that with awareness, I end up in the McDrive poisoning myself. When I eat food with awareness, I make sure my food is clean from any toxins, any pesticides. So I choose to recognize my ingredients. And I choose with my fully awareness that when I'm going to eat, my food is clean. So I do the spiritual practice and clean the food with divine light. Also, increasing the energetical value of my food. Why not? Well, why it is not happening is because people are not aware about what they are shoving inside their mouth while they're eating and drinking a lot of toxins. They did not make that choice. And with that said, bye for now. Till next time, because I gotta move. I gotta move. Bye bye.